plan, you guys. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be this big, amazing person. You just need to have some self to know that you need to have things in order. You need to have things in order. So, like I said, if you're in the younger age, demographic, then your interests and your goals are a little bit different. But when you're in the older demographic, like, 30s or so, and you're dating, there's some expectations now, okay? Now, I know there are legitimate excuses for certain things, but if we're dating, and now, guys, I'm married. Everybody, I'm married, as you guys know. But if we're dating, right, and you tell me, or if I meet you, a friend introduces us, whatever, and you tell me, okay, I'm 35, you're 35. You tell me that you are living with your mom and you don't have a car and you're in between jobs. It's going to be cause for pause. I'm going to have to think about some things. I don't care how cute you are. Looks can only take you so far, for someone that is serious, someone that is, wifey material. We're not going to just look at you and be like, oh, that's okay, you come to my house. Or no, that's not going to fly for us. We need to know that you're doing something with yourself. You have a plan, you have a goal. This Christian brother has a different take and position on most of this. All right, 30s older, we need to Tani. Well, go ahead and share, Christian brother. I forgot I didn't see your name. But Tani, you know what I mean. I didn't mean old. I just mean older than that 20s age group. But seriously though, and I think the ladies here can agree that when you are in the adult age, when you're like a for real adult, so like in your 30s, like there's some expectations, just as you expect, just as men expect women to have something going on in their lives, and we expect the same for you, if not more, if you think that we're just going to be a marriage somewhere down the road. I'm single and a particular age. You need to have yes, you do, because it makes the other person wonder, well, what have you been doing? And what do you think? Are you waiting till you marry someone for them to take care of you? It just raises a lot of questions. And I'll go back and say that, there are some people who have very legitimate reasons for living at home or whatever. Learn through singles ministries and books. Oh, sorry, I missed the rest. I missed your whole comment. What have you been doing your whole life? What have you been doing your whole life that you are still at home? You don't have transportation. You're not, don't establish a relationship. You don't have a job. There's just, how are you getting by? How are you, because what that tells me is that you're relying on someone else to take care of you. You're a grown man relying on someone else to take care of you. From all intents and purposes, you seem like you can walk on your 2 feet. You seem like you have the mobility of all of your limbs, that you got your head on straight. So I'm trying to figure out why you aren't working, why you're still living at home, and why you don't have transportation. So I mean, there's just certain expectations that we have as we get older, and that we look for when we are trying to figure out whether someone or not is marriage material. And again, like I said, there are legitimate reasons why why that might be your situation, why you might not have a car, why you might not be working, why you might be living with mom. There might be a very legitimate reason. Okay. But in most cases, if it just, there's a lot of explaining to do if that's your story. So, there's just certain things that we need you to be serious about. No matter what age of dating that you're in, we need to know that you have some thoughts of a future life. We want to know that you have something going for yourselves, that you have ambition and drive. And like I said, this is something that's geared towards men finding a Christian woman, a good one, a woman that it has values and all that kind of stuff. So we also want to make sure that you share those same values. If you're someone that you're never in your word, you're cussing and all this kind of, telling people off every second of the day, Leslie, be real. We want to know you're not. I was trying to say it nicely. Tiny. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. But seriously, guys, I mean, we just need to know that we're not going to be 5 years down the road sitting in, a mess and unhappy and going nowhere alongside you. You know, we our job as wives is to be your support system, to be, your helpmate. But it's hard for us to do that when you're not holding your end of the bargain. Does it mean that we don't do it? Does it mean that we stop doing it? Does it mean that we give up and leave you? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying when both parties are not holding up their end of the bargain, it just makes things hard. You know, again, I'm not saying the parties should split, that you and your husband should split. It just causes more, it just is harder it feels like more work. The marriage feels like more work. And husband needs to step it up, plain and simple. Husband needs to step it up, whatever, find a job, do whatever you need to do to take care of your home. You need to do what you need to do to take care of your home. I'm not telling you to go out and do something illegal, but I'm saying you need to take care of your wife. You need to take care of kids if you have kids. You need to make sure that you're doing those things to keep the home running. Okay? And your wife, if she's the woman that you thought you married, then she will, continue to support you in your highs and in your lows. If you're out of work, she will continue to support you. But again, you need to be doing your absolute best to hold up your end of the bargain. We had a discussion about this yesterday. Did you, Melly? Was it along the same lines? Like, am I on track? Right. Get out there and hustle, Tani. That's what it comes down to. Get out there and hustle. But so, again, the last thing was we just want to know that you're serious, that you have a plan. And again, I don't mean serious like you can't tell a joke or you don't laugh. I mean serious like you life isn't a game. You know that nobody's going to give you anything for free. And you need to get out there and have a plan. Have something in the works. So we want to make sure that you want to make sure as a man looking to find a woman that's wifey material, we need to see that you are honest. We also added in communication, submission, and building together. Yeah, I mean, those are key in marriage. So key in marriage. Dating, I mean, you're still trying to figure each other out and all that, which you are also doing in marriage. But in dating, it's not as much. But how are you going to lead and have no plan? Yeah, how are you going to lead with no plan? That's a whole nother scope. But so we said we want you to be honest. We're just asking for three main things. And you guys, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. When someone approaches us as single women looking to, maybe you're at an age where you want to get married, you're looking for three key things in this man. He needs to be honest with you. He needs to not be trying to pressure you into sexual relationships right off the bat, because we're going to think that that's all you want. Okay? We're going to think that that's all you want, and, we're going to kind of be over it. And then the third thing is we need you to be serious. You need to have some type of plan in place that you're moving toward. You need to have some goals that you're moving toward so that we can know, or we can at least think that, in 5 or 10 years, once we're married, that we'll be somewhere established and we'll be happy and, things will be, at least we will be working towards something. If we're not there yet, we'll still be working towards something. So that's it, guys. It's not that hard. I mean, yes, we are complex. Women are complex. You want a deeper foundation to sustain a long-term relationship. You do. You absolutely do. And I think just women and men in general, when you're dating, this also applies, well, it applies to dating, but it applies to every area of life. But specifically for this conversation, you always want to cover your decisions in prayer. So you want to make sure that, when you meet someone, you're like, okay, this is what I bring to the table, God, but show me who it is you want me to have in my life. Make that connection for us. And, we can't force things. We can only rely on what God has for us. If we're going to sit up here and try to force a relationship that God hasn't ordained for us, then, that's on you. You can just turn the scope off right now because that's on you. If you want to rely on your own devices, hey, I was thinking this, yeah, a family vision that has kept me focused when it got tough. Prayer is essential. Prayer is so essential. It's so essential, you guys. And it's amazing how when you pray, even if you don't pray necessarily with your husband, together, when you're both praying for the same things, it's amazing how God will help you to be on one accord when it comes to different conversations and different decisions that have to be made. So when you're praying, it keeps the family, it keeps your relationship so strong. And it just makes me glad, because I know I am a testimony that prayer does still work, guys. It does still work in strengthening marriages. As much as, the media and everybody else wants to discredit them, prayer does still work, you guys. So that is also, I guess that would be the fourth thing in all of this, is make sure that when you're looking to date someone, that you're praying about it. Don't go out there just with your dating goggles on. Make sure that you're praying about it and waiting for a response. You guys, let God give you some type of signal. You need to have faith to have a strong. Oh, I keep missing your guys' comments. But you need to allow God to speak to you, and you need to listen, and ask for a spirit of discernment, because there's a lot of stuff going on out there that you could fall victim to. So that is all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Excuse me. Yes, it does. It does, prayer. Thanks for joining. We will be back tomorrow. No word, no discernment. Yes. Ambassador Moore. Yes. Thank you. Yes. If you have no word, you will have no discernment. That was very well put. I don't have anything else to say to that. When you know what you know, God will speak into it. Yes. Yeah, you do. It's just essential to read your word. And like I said, not only in the dating capacity, in every area of your life. And when you're doing it with your husband or with your wife, when two or more, as they say. So thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your comments and the hearts. If you're watching on a replay, hearts count too. So thanks a lot. And if you are interested in blogging, if you are an entrepreneur, we have a cast coming tonight on the BLM Girls channel, where we are going to introduce to you 3 business women who are doing big things. So that happens at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight at the BLM Girls page. And that's it, you guys. Thanks, Ambassador Moore. Thank you, Tani. He better at least know how to say great. You better pray over them French fries. Yes, Tani, you are so silly. But true, that's true. You better pray over my food. Even my kids know how to pray. They say the prayer song. But so that's essential. And you know what, you guys? This last thing, and I'm closing. I promise, I'm closing like I'm preaching, right? The last thing before I go is, there are many of us who don't get saved or don't, find God until after we're married, right? So we find God, we, start building our relationship with God. Meanwhile, our mate still isn't there just yet. So when we talk about how he needs to pray and I need, he may not be at that place yet. So that's even more of a reason why we need to pray over him. That's even more of a reason why we need to pray over the marriage. Because if you're not praying and if you're not doing the godly things that you're, talking about or acting like you do, then he's not going to see any God in you, and he's not going to want to do it. He's not going to see any point in it. So, and for a lot of us, that's true. We're not necessarily equally yoked in marriage. Our husbands or our wives may not be believers. So make sure that we're praying on a consistent basis, and good luck to everyone out there in their relationships. All right. Thank you for watching, you guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.